Hi everyone. I am currently in Hiroshima. I arrived here yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon actually, by train from Fukuyama. It's a very beautiful city. I'm not sure if you can see anything because it's very dark. The moon is almost full. It's probably going to be full tomorrow. We're very close to the memorial park where I've just spent a few hours actually. It's far more touching than I expected, to be honest. And it looks like not everyone understands this, but kids will be kids, right? They say ignorance is bliss, I guess. It's there's a lot of very beautiful areas in Hiroshima. Yesterday I went to Miyajima. What I expected, because what we always see when someone talks about Hiroshima and Miyajima, without really necessarily knowing the name, will be the Red Gate, the Torii. So what I expected is just, to see it, and that was it. But that wasn't actually the case. When I read that there was a ferry going there, what I thought was, maybe the ferry goes close to the gate and comes back right away. It doesn't drop anywhere. That's also not true. Actually, when you get there, Miyajima is a really big island constituted of many mountains. The big one being called Misen, if I remember well. And you actually get dropped on the island, and you get welcomed by so many deers. They're adorable, and they're everywhere, and they're really lovely. I was very excited to have the opportunity to be there, and after exploring the area, this island is also very special for their. I guess in Japan they really like maple leaves when they fall in the winter. I think they might be one of the few trees that actually die, because most of them are still green. Are still green at this time, which I would never expect, since it's already we're already in December, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of my Montreal friends right now are buried under snow. So, yes. So this island, they make a lot of sweets. Called momiji something. It's I forgot the name of it. Sorry, I'll look it up when I get back. But it's basically small cakes shaped like maple leaves and filled with all sorts of things. The most famous, of course, being adzuki, the red bean paste, which is very sweet, very good. There's a lot of very good smells around here, and I'm not sure if it's from the trees or something, but it's really nice. It's a bit minty, but not really. Anyways, and so after exploring that island a bit, I saw on the big map that there's a waterfall. And so I wanted to see it, because I missed the last one in Tokyo. I really wanted to see the waterfall in Tokyo. There's a Cascade Temple, but I didn't spend much time there, so I decided to skip it. So I thought, I'll go and see the waterfall in Miyajima. So by the time I got there, unfortunately, my phone battery died. There's a few pictures, if you can see, of the cascades themselves. To be honest, the waterfall isn't what I expected. It's more like a stream. Basically, the pictures from before that are well worth the fall itself. However, once I had reached the fall, I noticed there was more stairs going up. And for those who know me well enough, wherever there's some place special we can go, I will go, right? So I started climbing. It ended up being much more farther and higher than I would have ever expected. I thought, I'm going to see someone told me it's getting dark, so you should hurry. So I ran to the mountain base. I started climbing, and when I got there, it was a bit darker. Like, you could still see the sunset, but as I kept on climbing, it get consistently darker. And I didn't really notice it that much until I reached one of the observation decks. You could see the whole city from there, and maybe other cities in the distance. I wasn't sure. I was sad for all of you to not having been able to take a picture, because it was amazing. And I thought, I'll go down now, but then there were more stairs. So I kept on climbing, and at some point it got a bit more tedious. It got complicated because it got dark really quickly. And wait, was it on the bridge? And basically, after it got darker, I decided, I love climbing. I love going upstairs, even in buildings or whatever. I love going up. Going down is a different story. I always feel like I'm losing balance. I'm quite uncomfortable. So I thought, let's go up. Maybe they have how do they call it? The ropeway. So I thought, I'll ride the ropeway down. That was more simpler. And they also have rest houses. So worst case scenario, I'll just spend the night up there and go down the next day when it's clear. Keep on climbing. It gets completely dark. And so I see the observation deck in the other one. I climb up, there's a huge stone. And so I climb up that huge stone, and there's perfect peace. There's not a sound to be heard. Nothing. Just the mountains, the nature. And every now and then a bird would chirp. Just one quiet sound. Or you could hear a cricket just say, "Hey, I'm there." And then stop making any sound. The peace was complete. It was the best feeling, actually. It felt so good that I started singing at some point. I couldn't help it. It was just so... It's like if it filled my spirit or something. It was the best. It was the best feeling. And I thought, you know what? It's way too dark to go down. I'm not sure where I'm going anyways. I'll just spend the night on that rock. It's going to be amazing. And so I tried getting comfortable in a space where it wasn't too downhill, because the rock, it has like portions where you could slide easily, and I just hoped that it wouldn't rain. But gradually it became colder, and then I realized that it's pretty much impossible in these temperatures to stay at the top of the mountain. So I thought, I'll actually find the ropeway or the cabin or whatever. I saw a bunch of temples, rest houses. Everything I could see on the mountain was closed. It was like, it might have been around 6 or 7 by that time. Not 7 yet, so maybe 6 or 6:30. And I think everything closes by 5. So I was in a pinch. And I knew the ropeway would be closed, so I didn't even bother going all the way, since everything else, there was no one. And even when I started climbing, it was almost 5, so everything was closing and there was no one. So I thought I'd find the rest house, but what was labeled as a rest house, which in my mind meant you could spend the night there, actually ended up being a small place where you can have a drink and go, which was closed. So I thought, with this temperature, I don't really have a choice. I'll go down. Take my advice. Don't go in the mountains at night. It will freak you out completely. Especially because when you're going down, you can't see anything. When there's more trees, it gets so dense, it gets completely dark. And you never know if it's going to be a slope down or stairs. And so it changes, and you never know. I kept on tripping, I kept on sliding. I didn't hurt myself, I didn't fall or anything, but it was very scary. And it took me a lot of time to go down because I had to watch every single step. There's a few noises in the forest, but judging by the amount of deers and the absence of warning signs, I figured there would not be any dangerous animals, so that was fine. And I eventually reached the bottom. I saw a really nice ryokan, a traditional hotel, but I converted to about $370 Canadian, so I decided to skip. And I rode the ferry, which was like the one before the last. And today, as I stated earlier, I visited the museum and the Gambak Dome, which is the place where the bomb was dropped about 50-ish years ago. It's I met some people at the hostel too. A Korean guy and a Montrealer girl too. We spoke for a while this morning while I was charging my phone and stuff. And no, it's a really nice area. The people are nice. Tomorrow morning I will be on my way to Fukuoka, and I'll let you know how that goes. So take care, everyone, and see you soon. Ciao.